Did you know that there is over 324 million people living in the United States today? Only 0.5% of our population is serving in the United States military. Good evening. My name is Michael Finelli, and today I'll present a persuasive speech on why you should join the military. My credentials on this topic is I spent 10 years in the military. Been all over the world. Did 3 combat deployments, 2 to Iraq, 1 to Afghanistan. Now I'll talk about why I believe you should join the military. There are 3 reasons: travel, education, and a sense of pride and tradition. First, I'll talk about travel. Chances are you've never left the state of New York. By joining the United States military, you're going to have the opportunity to travel all over the world. All over the world. For example, this right here is a map of the United States of America, plus you have different foreign countries. Tomorrow in class, I'll present copies for each student in the class, plus Professor Clay. Several United States Army installations in the United States were upstate New York. You have state of Georgia, Florida, the great state of Texas, Colorado, California, Washington State, even 2 places, Alaska and Hawaii. Imagine spending your weekends on the beautiful beaches of Hawaii. You know, I think that's perfect. Also, foreign countries: Japan, China, South Korea, Germany, where was my first duty station, where I spent from 2005 to 2007. It's a beautiful country. Also, Italy. There's an army unit in Italy, and Italy is one of the most beautiful countries in the entire world. I'm not saying that because I'm Italian, it's just the truth. And 2 places which are kind of nightmarish, you have Iraq and Afghanistan. Chances are, if you enlist in any armed forces, chances are you're gonna end up there for a tour of duty. It happens, nothing you can really do. Also, education. Chances are you're fresh out of high school, you've got accepted to the colleges of your choice, but a couple of problems: you didn't get a scholarship, or your financial aid didn't cover everything, so chances are you put college on hold to work, save money. By joining the military, you'll get your military education benefits, which consists of the post 9/11 GI Bill. How that works is, if you serve your initial contract, what could be 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you're entitled 100% of military education benefits. You can get up to almost $80,000 worth of college money for 36 months. Going to college for free. Also, you get a basic allowance for housing, where in New York City, it's almost $3,800. That's how much I get every month. I go into 30 days worth of school a month. It's pretty much a win-win. You're not only going to college for free, the government's paying you to go to school, so that's something to take advantage of. Number 3, tradition and sense of pride. Once you put that uniform on, you get this sense of pride and relief. Your peers start to look up to you, your family members. You come home for Christmas in your uniform, arrive at JFK LaGuardia. People are clapping for you. They want to take pictures because, they consider us heroes, And tradition. Tradition. Some of our greatest world leaders have served in the military. George Washington, Ulysses Grant, Theodore Roosevelt. JFK, Ronald Reagan, George Bush Sr., and even George W. Bush, even though he didn't complete his full term. And that's something to really consider. What better way than to follow in the footsteps of some of the greatest world leaders and bragging rights, you know. Peers could brag to people around them about you, family members will brag, you know, to this day. My father still brags about me being in the military to his co-workers, you know. More power to them, right? Now there are reasons why you shouldn't join the military. Health reasons. If you have asthma or if you're diabetic, you're not going to get in the military. You know, it's a liability there. And also, if you're overweight or obese, you know, even if you get in the military, you're really going to have a tough time. Main thing that was always preached to me, you know, jobs in the military are easy. All you gotta do is shoot, move, and communicate. And if you can't do one out of three, then, you know, you're gonna have a really tough time. Second, if you have a problem with authority of taking orders, this career choice isn't for you. You know, once you arrive at basic training, you're at the bottom of the food chain. That's just the way it is. You gotta work from the ground up. And you might have a huge problem taking orders for someone, you know, who's 5-10 years younger than you, but, you know, that person's in that position for a reason. You know, that person earned it. You know, respect authority, follow orders, and you'll be fine. But if you can't follow orders, then, you know, this isn't for you. Also, third reason is simple. If you're the type of person that brings his personal issues, problems at home to duty, not only you're at risk to yourself, you're at risk to the person to your left and right, you know, person, you know, watching your back, and a person in front of you. So if you're the type of person that has personal issues, you know, home issues, straighten that out if you ever consider joining the military, because if you bring that to work, if you bring that to on duty, you know, you could be a serious threat to yourself and the people around you. So that's something to consider. Also, one of the advice I got from my senior drill sergeant, first day I arrived at basic training, he said, men, the military isn't for everybody, but everyone should have a taste of it. I mean, if you're, you know, down in the dumps and you need direction in your life, you know, join the military. You know, guarantee you'll come out a better person, because I did. You know, right before I joined the military, I pretty much hit rock bottom. You know, the rate I was going, two things could happen to a guy like me back then. Number one, could have been in jail, or two, I can actually probably be dead right now. But to be honest with you, military saved my life. I came in there as a regular person, and I came out as a better person. You know, I'm living proof. You know, I totally have a different mindset now than I did back in 2003. So, you know, if I could do it, anybody can do it. You know, you just gotta set your mind to something, and there's nothing you can't accomplish. So in conclusion, I talked about my experiences in the military. I talked about reasons why you should join the military, and also reasons why you shouldn't. But it's just something to really keep in mind. You know, if, you know, you're struggling, you know, you need money for college and everything, you know, military is the way to go. Or, you know, if you want to travel the world, you know, military is the best bet for you. Chances are, if you join, you'll get to travel around the world. You'll see places that people only imagine, dream about seeing. So that's something to consider. And, you know, if you want to do something productive with your life, you know, want to do something where people around you are going to be proud, you know, join the military. Also, you know, as far as reasons why you shouldn't, you know, we all have our faults. But, you know, only we can better ourselves. No one's gonna do it for us. So you want to be a part of history that will never change. Being part of the military, you're a part of history. You'll always be in the history books. And that's something to be really, really proud of. Good evening. My name is Michael Finelli. I just gave my persuasive speech on why you should join the military. So I hope my audience got something out of this. Hope they learned something. And if anybody has any questions, you can talk to me in class tomorrow. Good night.